Hi guys, Mr. Hill here with your maths for today. So we started off dividing 2-digit numbers by 1-digit numbers. We've done 3-digit numbers. We're now going to move on and do 4-digit numbers. Don't worry, it's just using the methods that we know and applying them slightly differently. So there's an extra step we carry out. Before we get started, refresh your minds on how we do our division. Use the written methods that we've shown you. So whether you're using the part whole method, or whether you're using the grid method, whichever one works for you, work these 4 questions through. Pause the video now to complete this. Okay, you ready for some answers? Fantastic. Right, 48 divided by 4. I've got 4 10s and I've got 8 1s. So if I'm going to use a part whole model, I'm going to take 40. I'm going to divide that by 4. That's going to give me 10. I'm going to take 8, I'm going to divide that by 4, and that will give me 2. So 10 and 2 makes 12. If I was going to use the grid method, I'd have my 10s and my 1s, my 4 separate rows. I put 1 10 in each row, and I put 2 1s in each row. Again, giving me the answer of 12. Now, looking at the second question, yes, it's a 3-digit number. But look back at question 1, what's different and what's the same? We're still dividing by 4. We've still got 48 in there, except this time it's 480. So it's 10 times bigger. So if one of the numbers in the question is 10 times bigger, the answer needs to be 10 times bigger. It's going to be 120. Question 3, there was a little bit of an exchange in this one. So if you were using the method where we have the grid, you would have had a lot of 1s to deal with. This is where the part whole model comes in much more useful. You could have taken 45 out and left you with the remaining 27 and got your answer of 8, because we know 9 5s are 47, 45 even, and 3 9s are 27. Add them, so you got that way of doing it. Again, looking at question 4, what's the same, what's different? Our answer has got 100 times bigger. So all we need to do, the missing number that we've got, we know 72 divided by 9 is 8. So whatever divided by 9 is 800, we need to multiply using the previous question. So we can use 72 times 100 will give us our answer of 7,200. The other thing you can do the inverse. So you can multiply 800 by 9. That will also give you the same answer. So how do we divide 4-digit numbers by 1-digit numbers? So I've got my question here. There are 4,884 crayons and they come in packs of 4. How many packs are there? Well, I could draw them out one by one. That might take me a bit of time. I'm not going to do that. I could do them as spots. No, that's not going to work either. I'm going to use the methods I know. I'm going to have my grid. I'm going to have my written method alongside it. So we're going to start to develop how we use the written method alongside the grid method. I'm going to put my counters in, my 4,000s, my 800s, my 8 10s, and my 4 1s. I've got them laid in there now. So what I'm going to go through now is I'm going to go through this and I'm going to look for groups of 4 because that's the packet size. So my thousands, I've got 4, nice and easy in there. So I'm going to take those 4. And if I'm using the written method, I've got 1 to go above the 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. I go to my hundreds. I've got 2 lots of 4. 8 divided by 4 is 2. I go to my 10s. Again, I've got 2 lots of 4 in there. So I'm going to take those. So 8 divided by 4 again is 2. Go across to my 1s. I've got 4 lots of, sorry, not 4 lots of 1. I've got 4 1s. 4 divided by 4 is 1. That's going to go there. So this is how we use the written method. So it's a lot more compact. It doesn't need lots of drawing out and counters and things like that. It's a bit more user-friendly. So there's 1,221 packs needed. That would have taken me a very long time if I was drawing them all out, regrouping, exchanging, and sorting out. So I've done it this way. So I've just put everything into place value and grouped them together. So that's what we're going to practice today. This is the method we're going to use. That leads us on to using our written method. Another number for us, 9,306 divided by 3. Thinking about how we've just solved the previous question, how would you go about solving this one? Pause the video here to have a go. Okay, what did we come up with? So this is how we go about it. We put our place value counters in. We have our 9,000s, we have our 300s, and we have our 6 ones. Our written method on the other side of the screen. We've got 3 on the outside, that's what we're dividing by. We have our division symbol, sometimes called the bus stop. And we have the number we're dividing inside. And it's as simple as going through and finding groups again. So I've got 3 groups of 3,000. So 9 divided by 3 is 3. That's going to go on top there. My hundreds, I've got 1 group of 3. My tens, I've got nothing in there. I can't divide nothing by 3. The answer is going to be 0. So the same as with multiplication, if you divide something by 0, the answer is 0. If you multiply something by 0, it's also 0, as we know. So a 0 is going to go in there. I've then got my ones left to work through. I've got 1 lot of 3. I've got 2 lots of 3. My answer there, 3,102. I would suggest maybe watch these last 2 calculations back over again. Just get your mind working in the right way, that you're looking for lots of the number that you're dividing by. So go through each column. Another one for you to have a go at here. So this time we might need an exchange in here. So this is where it starts becoming a little more complicated, shall we say, which is why it's important that we understand the previous 2 ways of doing it, that we've got the steps right. So this time round, I'm going to write my calculation out in with my written method again. Place value counters, they're going to go in the right place. I've got 4,000s, 300s, 2 10s, and 4 ones. They're all laid in there now. So the same as before, I'm going to go through and look for lots of. So we want lots of 2 this time. So we go to our thousands. I've got 1 lot, I've got 2 lots there. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. I go across to my hundreds. I've got 1 lot of 2. I don't have any more. So I'm just going to write 1 down there, and then I need to do something. What do you think we might need to do? Okay, if you said exchange, you are perfectly correct. Well done. I'm going to take my 100 and I'm going to exchange that across to my tens as 10 tens. I'm going to go back through the same process again. So I need to remind myself as well in my written method that I've transferred something across. So I've got a remainder from my previous calculation that I've moved across. So I've got that to remind me I'm now dividing 12 by 2. Now we go through the same process again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lots of 2 in the tens. That's going to go on top. And then we've got our ones. 1 lot of 2, 2 lots of 2, 4 divided by 2 is 2. So there we go. So with our exchanges, we still need to do them. So using the written method, we add them onto the number before. They go in front of the number that's next in the place value. So if we've gone from here, from our hundreds to our tens, we've taken the 1 remaining hundred and brought it across to our 10. So it's turned 2 into 12. Have a go yourselves at this one. Everything's on the screen. Pause the video now. How did you get on? So again, if you're feeling like you've not quite got the hang of this, Go back a few seconds or a couple of minutes and watch the previous method through. It's really important we get these skills right. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to look at our thousands. I've got 6 in this. I'm going to take one lot of 5 out of there. I can't do any more. I can't split one thing between 5. So I'm going to put 1 above the 6. My next step now, I've got the thousands to exchange. So I'm going to do that now. So that 1,000 becomes 10 hundreds. I've now got 11 hundreds. So I need to make sure I write this in my written method as well, that the one that I've exchanged now means I've got 11 hundreds. The process remains the same. I'm going to look for lots of 5 again. So I've got 1 lot of 5 here, 2 lots of 5 there. I've still got 1 left over. I've still got a remainder. So the 2 is going to go above. The 100 that's left over, I'm going to exchange into my 10s. Again, with the written method, 2 5s make 10. I've got 1 left over, so that's going to come across. That's my exchange done. Same process again. 1 lot of 5, 2 lots of 5. 2 goes above again. I've still got 1 10 left over, so I exchange that into my 1s. So I've now got 15 1s. And then again, with the written method, I need to make sure I've written that down. So I've got 15 in my 1s. I'm now going to go through and find the groups of 5. So I've got 1, 2, 3. 3 groups of 5. So 15 divided by 5 is 3. So my answer here is 1,223. Now it's your turn. The questions here, have a go at them. If you feel like you haven't really, or if you feel like you're struggling a bit using the written method, go back, watch over again, take some of these questions with you and work them through using that. Pause the video here to complete your work. Okay, we're going to move on, show you the answers now. So check your answers, have a look through. Have you made mistakes as you've gone through? Is there something you've missed? See if you can work out where it is. Again, if you haven't, go back and watch the previous videos of the parts of the video. Use them to help you answer these questions. So question 3 here. Now F asked you to do something else. You're dividing by 1 in question F or part F. So the number's going to remain the same. You won't be able, you're still going to have 1 whole piece or 1 whole number. You're not splitting it up at all by dividing it by something that's not 1. So looking at this question, 3 skateboards cost £72.99. How much does 1 skateboard cost? So we've got a decimal number in here as well. The process is the same. We look for how many lots of 3 are in 7, of which there are 2. We've got 1 lot of 10 left over. So we're going to bring that across. We're going to exchange it across. So we've got 12. 12 divided by 3 gives me 4. I've got no more exchanges there, so I can move across to the other side of the decimal place. I don't need to exchange anything across the decimal. 9 divided by 3, well, there are 3 lots of 3 in 9. So 3, and the same again. So 1 skateboard costs £24.33. Now we've got a missing number question here. What could the numbers be? We need to look at the first one. We need to work out what we're dividing by in order to help us. So what 9 divided by what equals 3? We need to think of our times tables. We know that it's 3. So we've got these numbers in there, trying to work it through. So we've got our grid with our things in our place value. We've got ones missing, so we don't know what's in there. So we're going to look first, as I was saying, what divides into 9 to give us 3? So we've got 1 lot, 2 lots, 3 lots of 3. So we're dividing this whole calculation by 3. With that knowledge, we can now go and look for the rest of the numbers. I know that 4 divided by 3, so we're going to look at the hundreds next. I've got one lot of 3, and I've got an exchange to do because I've got 100 left over. So that's going to become, that's it, 10 extra 10s. So I'm going to write that into my method as well. I've now got 12 divided by 3. So 1 lot, 2 groups, 3 groups, 4. So 4 lots of 3 make 12. That's going to go in there. My final calculation. Something divided by 3 equals 3. I can do the inverse here and multiply 3 by 3. So I've got 1, 2, 3 lots of 3. 1, 2, 3 there. So I know that's what my answer is. So I've got 9 in total. So you can use division if you've got some of the numbers in there to work out what the rest of the calculation is as well. Your turn now. So look carefully at what the questions are asking you to do. Count the parts as well and make sure you've checked your totals. If you don't understand some of it, go back to the part in the video where we go through it. So for the missing digits one especially, go back and watch the last couple of minutes. Bring the question with you, follow the process and put your answers in. Pause the video now to complete your work. Okay, are we ready for some answers now? Here we go. So question 4, we need to count up the number of parts and divide that into our whole. So in question 1 or question 4a, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 parts. And then you just count them up. Question C, slightly different. You needed to add up the 4 yellow parts to find the whole and then divide that by the 6 blue parts. Question 5, the missing digits. We did that. So if you've struggled with finding the missing digits, go back and watch that part of the video again. It'll be really helpful for you. Bring these 2 questions with you and work them through. See where you've picked up, see if you can pick up even where you may have made a mistake. Question 6, there's the answer, D or B. Please make sure you show you're working. So when you submit your work on Tapestry, make sure you're working out as shown really clearly. And that's the end of our lesson for today. Well done. You've worked really well. As I've said a few times going through this, if you feel like there's something you've not understood, go back over and watch the part of the video that explains it. If you're still not certain, maybe go back one video and go work through that one again and just practice the skills that we're teaching. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you again soon.